BadSecretMedia.com.
I hate Bad Secret Media.
Gamers, welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. On today's episode, we're gonna go ape shit. We're gonna be checking barrels and fucking all sorts of shit.
I'm Player 1, Toby.
And I am Player 2, Gorilla Goobs.
And we do a retro video game review show where we talk about the story, the history, the gameplay, some music.
And then we rage like motherfuckers. We go straight up crazy in this one. It's like, do you want to take a PS1 game, snap it in half, and shove it in both of your eyes? Or do you not want to do that and just be calm and just like clean the disc off and play a great game?
Yeah.
It would have to be a National or Mary Kate and Ashley game. Or something, a piece of shit like that.
Oh, okay. Well, then after we rage, Goobs, we like to give a rating from 1 to 10 on if the game is good or bad. Why?
Because we are simple folk.
Simple as fuck.
We can't count past 10.
Nope. Never. There's more after 10?
I don't know. Is there more than after our planets? No one will ever know.
No one will ever know.
The truth is out somewhere. That's going to piss someone off.
So, we're going to be talking about some country. Goobs.
Some Donkey Kong country. Or depending if you live in Canada, it'll be the Danky Kang. Smoking that Danky Kang.
I knew it. As soon as you said danky, I was like, here comes a weed joke.
You guys know how I roll up here? I don't even smoke that much. I just love weed jokes. It's great.
Do you want me to roll up some details and let you smoke them?
Yo, man, let's roll the deets. The dank deets.
So we are talking about Donkey Kong Country. This game was released November 21st, 1994. It was developed by Rare, and it was published by Nintendo.
We're big Nintendo fanboys this month.
Yeah, we certainly are. It was released on the Super Nintendo.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
And then it got a port to the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, and it's also on the Super Nintendo Classic that we all know and love.
Oh, that little magic box.
Little magic box. We love little magic boxes.
Isn't any box magic at the end of the day? Babies come out of there.
Yes, it is. That's magical to me. So, this game is a single or a multiplayer game, but it's cool because it's not just multiplayer, it's co-op or versus.
Oh, yes. If you hate someone, you can play versus, or you can just like tag along and then just die a lot.
Yeah. And this is a platformer. Now, Goobs, there is a story.
Is there?
Would you like to hear it? Yeah, would you like to hear
No,
it?
I'm too cranky right now. It's time for story time with Toby.
It was a dark and stormy night on Donkey Kong Island. The storm was so bad that it would illuminate the entire jungle with every flash of lightning. Donkey Kong put Diddy in charge with a pep talk. Okay, little buddy, as part of your hero training, you've got to stand guard tonight over my bananas. I'll relieve you at midnight, so try to stay awake until then. Although, Diddy had the fear of the Kremlins hiding behind every tree, trying to get their hands on the banana stash.
You want to touch Donkey's banana.
He played it cool, though. He would think about the delicious golden bananas until he heard the branches crackling and snapping. And with a flash of light, he could see the reptilian eyes, their teeth glowing, their sharp claws. He tried to defend the stash, but the last thing he remembers is a voice saying, "It's the small one. seal him inside this barrel and toss it to the bushes. Donkey Kong's bananas are ours. The next morning, Donkey Kong woke up. He had overslept and didn't do his guard shift, only to come outside of his treehouse to find that all the bananas had been taken and his best friend was missing. So now you must find the bananas, find your friend, and kick K. Rool's ass.
Yes, we have no bananas.
That's a lot of that's. I paraphrased a lot of it and skipped a lot of the story, but that's all in the manual.
That's it, though. That's a story.
Yeah, it's got more story than a lot of games.
Your friend's pretty easy to find, though. he's all over the place.
You'll find him in about 12 seconds. So this game should take you around 4 to 6 hours to beat if you're an average gamer. Speedrun.com has a record set by V0oid at 31 minutes and 56 seconds on the Super Nintendo.
Damn. Well, there's a lot of glitches in this game. I've watched Awesome Games Done Quick. I know I talk about them a lot here. But they did a run where you do reverse order on the bosses besides K. Rool. You start at the last boss, and you can glitch your way throughout the game to get to every level pretty much. So you beat the first boss last, and then you go to K. Rool.
Interesting. Yeah, I honestly I didn't watch a speedrun on this one. I got the info because it took me a little longer to beat this time playing this game. It took me, I would say, about an hour and 45 minutes to beat.
Took me a bit longer. Fuck you.
You told me off air that you had a couple of accidents.
Yeah.
Unplugging the system.
Yeah, I was playing with... I'll tell the story quick before we get into more of the game details.
Okay.
I was playing with Jenny Bean. She wanted to try out. She's actually never really played Donkey Kong because they had a Sega growing up, so she wanted to try it out. And I know I said before, if you hate someone, play versus with them. I don't hate my wife at all. I actually really love her and enjoy her.
You try to convince us. We dare you.
And then so we just did verses on it because I wanted her to experience the full game because Donkey and Diddy both have different kind of play styles.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, she can try that out. And then she got really frustrated, and then she got up at one point, and I don't think she did it on purpose. I hope she didn't. She kicked the controller out by accident, I'm pretty sure, and unplugged the SNES Classic while it was on. And then it wouldn't turn on for a couple minutes. So I'm like, oh shit, man. I hope it's not bricked. But all is good. And I was able to beat the game after. So
it took you just a little more extra time.
Yeah, I was on the third level already, third world.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Right.
Still love her.
We all love the Jenny Bean. How about we go ahead and talk about some of the gameplay?
Let's jump right into the gameplay, Toby. Let's roll into it like a barrel.
So there are 3 options when you start the game, like we were talking about. There's the single player, there's the 2-player contest, and that's where you compete to see who can beat the game. That's how you and Jenny Bean played. And then there's the co-op, where one player takes control over Donkey Kong, while the other player takes control over Diddy Kong. So with both characters, they've got the same set of moves. You can jump, you can run, you can swim, you can swing from vines. Donkey Kong has a barrel roll attack where he just rolls at his enemies, while Diddy has a cartwheel attack.
I find them effective on different things as well. There's some levels where I want to be strictly Diddy. He's want to get that higher jump on, and his cartwheel is way faster than Donkey Kong's barrel roll.
Right. Well, and that's some of the mechanics of the game. Donkey Kong is heavier and stronger, and he can jump on all the big enemies to kill them, while Diddy is smaller and faster. But when he tries to jump on the big enemies, he just kind of bounces off.
Cartwheel into him, and let me tell you, it's a fucking motherfucker. When you go to jump, some hard jumps, they put the big guys there on purpose, and you only have Diddy left. And there's not enough space on the platform to get the cartwheel in. So you land on this guy and just bounce right off, and you're fucking dead. So that's kind of infuriating.
Yeah. So During the game, you actually play as both characters. Like you're one character, and when one dies, you become the other character. Or you can tag them in, which I've always liked the little tag feature, and it'll swap the characters. So if you do like playing with Diddy, he's a little faster, or if you like playing with Donkey Kong, you can kind of have your choice if you have both characters available.
And they're pretty. Those DK barrels are pretty plentiful throughout. And those like have the other, like Diddy or Donkey in them.
Yes. So like, yeah, if one of them dies, you'll hear the little monkey like crying, or you'll hear one of them crying, and then you hit the barrel and you can get your buddy back.
Probably because they can't fucking breathe.
But I did like that the story answered why they were in the barrels.
Yep, makes sense.
As a kid, I never read the story. This was my first time reading the story. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that either up until like 5 minutes ago.
So there are a total of 40 levels in 6 different worlds. So you start out in Congo Jungle, then you go to Monkey Mines, you go to the Vine Valley, Gorilla Glacier, Crimcroc Industries Inc., Chimp Caverns, and then the final location isn't technically a world, but it is the final stage. It's the ship for King K. Cruel, and it's Gangplank Galleon, and that's where you do the final battle. So on the screen, you have a banana counter. So throughout the game, it's just like Sonic collecting rings, Mario collecting coins. You collect bananas.
Get 100 of them and you get a freaking 1-up.
That's right. You can also find the red balloons. That'll give you a 1-up.
1-up.
And you can also find green balloons. That'll give you 2-ups.
2-ups.
And then you can find the blue balloon that gives you 3-ups.
Shit, I didn't find any of those.
Yeah, I you know what? I don't think I saw any 3-ups. Three lives balloons. Someone's going to be like, I hate that y'all said 3-ups. It was to keep the joke going. And this is something that I like too. Did you ever get to a point where you just had so many freaking lives?
Yeah, that definitely happens in this game. You can get like tons of lives on every level, but that's good because it gets a little challenging, so you're going to need those lives.
Yes. So each level you have 4 letters that you can collect also, and they spell out Kong.
You know what you get when you get those?
What do you get?
Freaking 1-up!
1-up? So there's lots of ways to get some extra lives, and the first like 2 or 3 worlds, I usually stock up and get to like 30 or 40 lives, and then it just kind of goes away real quickly once you get to like the 5th and 6th world. It gets hard.
Yeah, minecarts.
That's funny. Everyone always complains about the minecarts in World 2.
Well, the World 2 is not bad because the minecarts change. The minecart sticks with you. You jump with it.
Yes.
And the other one, you jump out of it. And it's fucking confusing when you first, because you're used to staying in the minecart.
Yes.
You'll jump with it, and that's how you make and some of those jumps are fucking hard. You have to be right at the edge of the rail, and then jump off and hit the next one, hopefully.
Right.
If not, you perish. But later on levels, you jump out of it, and you gotta like kind of platform along, like jumping off fucking vultures and shit.
Yeah, that's this is what's going to get some cool points for this game for me is like I love that they reuse some of the same things, but they change the mechanics completely. So we'll talk more about the levels and stuff here in just a second. So there's some couple of other Kongs in this game that'll help you out. You've got Funky Kong. He allows you to fly to the other worlds. He's got this like plane barrel.
Yeah, 'cause he's fucking high.
He does look high. Actually, all the Kongs look high.
He's on the danky.
He's the funky on the danky. Then you've got Candy Kong, which, yeah.
She's a babe. She's babylicious. If she was a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
So she has all your save points. So you go talk to her when you want to save your progress. Then you've got Cranky Kong. And he talks a lot of shit, and then he gives you some hints sometimes. So
I got fed up with him.
I stopped going to him a long time ago, back when I was a kid, because I was like, done with it. Now, you also have some other friends in this game that'll help you. You've got some animal characters.
Fuck yeah, animal on animal action.
That is what it is, animal on animal. So you've got Rambi the Rhino, which you can ride him. Actually, all these you can ride for the most part. Rambi the Rhino, Espresso the Ostrich, Winky the Frog, and Ungard the Swordfish. And then...
Ungard.
Then you've got Squawks the Parrot, who holds a light for you in a couple of levels.
Yep.
Which is annoying.
And there's also, like, speaking of your friends, there's, like, gold statues of your friends throughout the levels.
Yep.
And if you get 3 of a kind of them, there's, like, bonus levels that you can get, like, these things from as well. And then you get to go do, like, a special level with just them collecting trophies. And, like, you just go run around or fly as Espresso or Rambi, you run, and then you jump as the fucking frog.
Yeah. And you're just collecting, like, little... icon it's just like little pictures of them,
smaller versions.
Yeah. And it's just like the bananas, you get 100 of them, you get a live. So like usually in these you can get a couple hundred and get 2 or 3 extra
usually
lives.
Get 200 to 400 of them.
Yeah. Now, did you know if you go, usually each one of those mini games has like a multiplier, so if you get a bunch and then find the multiplier, it'll like quadruple it sometimes.
Yeah, you get a lot of lives.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, you just collect 3. I mean, it's just 3 golden rhinos, 3 golden ostriches, 3 golden swordfish, 3 golden frogs. And then you actually get to be that animal, too. You're not just riding it. You are that animal for that little level.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's a nice little break from the... I'm not saying that the game's repetitive, but it's a nice little breakup. They're very well at doing that in this.
Yeah.
And did you notice when you are riding the animal, when you, like, especially... Ungard, that's his name, right?
Yeah, the swordfish.
Yeah, it looks like you're fucking him. When you do the fuss forward, it looks like if you're Donkey Kong, you're giant, so you're on the back of his tail. It looks like you're doing him right up the A. And same with Rambi too. He's getting rammed.
Yeah, each of the swordfish and the
Jenny
rhino...
actually pointed that out to me. I didn't notice that at first because I was like just playing, enjoying the game. Like, oh, this is a great playthrough. She's like, yeah, you're fucking that fish in the ass. Oh, okay.
Jenny, get your mind out of the gutter.
She lives with me, man. Come on.
Yeah, so like the rhino and the swordfish, they like have an attack that'll hurt enemies, which is very helpful, especially the swordfish in the water levels. And he swims.
You have no attacks in water levels.
Yeah, you can't hurt anyone. And the swimming is, you kind of keep repetitively hitting the button to swim. Yeah. But when you're on the swordfish, you can just move up and down with the D-pad. It's really nice. So, now, there's also some other mini games. Since we're talking about mini games, there's a ton of hidden mini games in every level. Hidden in the walls. Sometimes you have to throw a barrel at the wall, or
and it opens the cave up.
Yeah, and there's certain barrels that you can jump in that'll send you to these mini games, and
there's hidden barrels above and below the levels that you can find.
Right. And a lot of these are like matching mini games, where you've got to match 3 items, or you've got the one where you can jump on the alligators and they spit out bananas.
That one's fun.
Yeah, I mean they're
all fun.
There's a bunch of little mini games in this, and some are just barrels that you just shoot yourself around and you just collect bananas and get some extra bananas. So,
or they'll have like one of those golden statues in the middle of one of your friends.
Right. And
I think those are the dead ones, like the ones that you killed.
Yeah,
they just take them and dip them in gold, and then they put them like up around the levels for you.
It's the souls of your friends.
Yep, and then you get 3 of them, and then it releases their soul. You get to play as them.
Oh, that's what it is. I see.
This is Donkey Kong lore.
We're making it up. So, we were talking about the barrels. There are a bunch of different barrels in this game. You've got your regular barrel that you can throw at enemies. You've got your TNT barrels that will explode when you toss them. You've got a steel keg that doesn't break, but it'll run through a bunch of enemies.
You can fucking ride on it, too.
Yeah, I was about to say you can ride on it, and it's kind of hard to ride on it, but if it's bouncing off something and you jump on top of it, you'll kind of like roll with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally. You'll ride on it like a circus clown.
Yeah. And then there's the barrels.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that made more sense than what I was saying. There's a barrel with a POW sign on it. That's usually the ones that have the bonus levels, or they're the ones that shoot you automatically. Like you don't have to press a button; you just jump in it and it just shoots you across the stage.
Yeah, shotgun barrels.
Yes, and then there's just the regular barrels that you'll jump in and they'll spin or they'll wiggle back and forth, and you kind of have to aim and you have to press, A to shoot yourself out of them.
And that gets tricky on the later levels.
Yeah, it gets real tricky because they're spinning and moving up and down, and there's bees in the way.
And there's ones that shoot you automatically, but then you have to shoot that one at the right time, and not knowing that the one you have to go to next is lower than you need it to be because that one's moving freely. It's it's a little bit of a clusterfuck, but you know what?
Yeah,
it's a barrel of a good time. You should do a commercial. Come down to Toby's Barrel Emporium. We got TNT
we got all
barrels.
your barrel needs.
Barrels.
Yeah. So there's a save barrel. I can't say barrel anymore. Shit. There's a save barrel with stars on it, and this is basically your checkpoint in the level. It's usually kind of the halfway point. And then the barrels that we were talking about earlier, where you save your partner, have a big DK on them, so you can clearly see which one is the barrel with your buddy in it. Holy crap, barrel.
And you can also pick those up if they're on the ground and smack people with them, too.
Yes.
I love a good old barrel kill.
So when you pick up the barrels, Donkey Kong and Diddy hold the barrels differently because they're different sizes. Donkey Kong holds it over his head while Diddy holds it by his chest. And I always liked Diddy Kong's how he holds it because you can just run into enemies and it will smash them. While Donkey Kong, if he runs into him because the barrel's over his head, he gets hit and it kills him.
Well, that's good if you jump up into enemies.
Yes.
That's how I was using it.
Yeah. So, who did you mostly play with?
Diddy.
Yeah, I like playing with Diddy also.
Well, it depends on the level. Like the minecart levels where I know there's some big fuckers I gotta hit. Not the minecart levels. The floating platform level.
Yeah, there at the end.
Yes, you need some DK action on that. So it always switch at the halfway point and just okay, I need DK now. But for the most part, I use Diddy.
Yep, that's usually how I play too. I switch to Donkey Kong when I absolutely need him. Now let's talk about all the levels because there's a lot of levels that they kind of reuse, but they always add a different gimmick to them. Like you were talking about the minecart level. The first time you play the minecarts, you basically bunny hop the whole cart itself. But then in a later minecart level, you are jumping out of the carts into different carts. Yeah,
it totally screws up your mind.
Yeah.
You're used to one play style.
There's one level where you're on a moving platform, and that's all it does is just kind of moves throughout the level. You kind of dodge enemies, and then you play another moving platform level where you're getting fuel for it. There's little lights on the side, and they tick away. You gotta make
a lot of strategic jumps on that one.
Yeah, that one is pretty rough.
You need to get the fuel, or else you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, so it's really neat how they reuse the same levels, but then spice it up a little.
Yeah, or the same gimmick. They changed up the style of a bit, the pathway you're taking, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Did you have any particular level that you liked better than the others?
I really enjoyed the first minecart level after dying the first time. I'm okay, I can get this now.
Right.
I actually died a couple times. There's one jump where you have to go down and then up, and there's a pretty big gap. You gotta jump right at the strategic time. Now, I keep on saying strategic. 5 stars for strategic. Now I can't say it properly. But, yeah. I like that one a lot. The first fucking lightning level was a lot of fun.
Where it's kind of dark until the lightning kind of illuminates everything.
Man, and the one level I didn't like is the one that is dark and you gotta hit the lights.
Oh, yeah.
The on off, there's some points where the light's just off and you're making fucking blind jumps.
Are you talking about closer to the end?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a bunch of like where the lights are off kind of stages, and some of them have like a little monster that runs around when when the lights are off, so you have to flip them back on real quick. But this one is just like pitch black, and you can't see the jumps. You just there's definitely one or two
barrels
spots
you got to hit that turn the lights on and off, and like you have to, and they don't stay on for long.
No, not at all. There's a couple of jumps you have to make blind.
Someone's not supporting their Patreon. They're not keeping the lights on.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, there's levels where you swing from the ropes, and you know they do different things. Like the ropes will actually move, and you have to dodge bees or whatever. The water levels drove me nuts. I'm not a fan.
Oh, really?
I like the music in the water level, but I don't like the water level itself. Like
the one that gave me trouble with the toxic one.
Yeah.
With all the squids and shit?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about water levels that kind of stress me out. And I think I
actually found them kind of relaxing.
I think it goes back to like Sonic and then Mario, just like water levels just always seem to piss me off.
No. Okay, Sonic's on a whole other fucking level than any of these games. Toby, you're going to set me off.
I know, that's what I did.
PTSD.
Yeah,
S stands for Sonic.
I don't know, the water levels. I mean, they again did the same thing with the gimmicks. You know, the first water level is just, you know, your typical water level. You're going through it. Then another one, you have the octopus that's chasing you. You know, different octopus.
The croctopus.
The croctopus.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Neither did I until I watched the credits all the way through. Everything was with a K in this game. But they didn't put a King K. Cruel. They didn't put like another K in there, so good on them.
Yeah.
There's only 2 Ks.
So my favorite was the barrel shooting levels. Like I loved all the levels where you had to like do precise aiming and you had to time it just perfectly to shoot around and you know, dodge bees while you're moving up and down in the barrels and they're spinning and shooting. For some reason, I felt such satisfaction. After,
yeah, they're totally satisfying.
Yeah, so it's one of those where you just feel like a badass, especially when you do it first try. You're like, fuck yeah, I did that shit easy.
And the Treetop Village too remind me of fucking Endor.
Yeah,
like
yeah, it does.
Ewok Village.
Yep.
I was looking for stormtroopers' heads, but they weren't there.
Yeah, and then also in this game there is a huge variety of enemies. Huge variety. I mean, we've talked about the bees, we've talked about the little crocodiles. There's big crocodiles, the octopus,
fucking orangutans.
Yeah, they're throwing barrels at you. You've got armadillos, you got birds, fish,
fucking birds,
sharks. I mean, there's so many different enemies in this.
Yeah, there's way too many, and I actually appreciate that.
Yeah,
and they all look great.
Yeah, you've got.
Oh, and you get those big fucking buff alligator guys,
the bodybuilder
like,
ones.
Man. Yeah, well, you get the fat ones and the bodybuilder ones,
right?
So in my mind, it's like a before and after, like kind of thing. Like I was on Slim Fast.
Yeah,
this is before. This is after. Now I'm buff.
Yeah, there's a lot of different characters in this game, and I love it. And you know, we've talked about like the different gimmicks in the levels. There's a lot of levels that look different too, even though they are the same. Like you've got the jungle level, but then you have the jungle level while it's storming and stuff. You know, like they change so much.
Then
you
got the frozen level, and it's great.
Yeah, everything looks great in this game too. Like the sprites. It's got those pre-rendered 3D sprites that are fucking gorgeous still to this day, I think. Now,
it still holds up in my mind.
I had it on a big screen TV and it stretched it out just a little bit, but once I played it for about 5 minutes, I didn't notice it, but it still looks great. It really does.
You could have changed the settings on your SNES.
Really? Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, you can make the screen smaller.
I played it on a classic just because it was more handy.
That's what I did. You can change the screen.
Huh. I wish I would have known that.
You didn't know that?
Nope. I had no clue.
You can even make it look like you're playing on an old like CTV or not CTV.
CRTV?
Like an old CRTV.
CRTV.
Whatever the fuck.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Anyways.
Playing it on an old fucking big box.
Well, I wish I would have known that. It still looks good though. Like it stretched out a little bit. It was fine. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. All the backgrounds look great. There's a lot of stuff in the foreground too. You know.
I thought you were gonna say foreskin.
No, there's not a lot of foreskin in this game, but there is a lot of stuff in the foreground.
Smegma.
Huh?
I said we don't need no smegma.
I thought that gave it depth too. It gave it a lot of depth. It looked real.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It feels like you're in the jungle because you've got stuff coming in that's in your way. You're kind of have to maneuver around it a little bit while you're playing. But what we really need to talk about, Goobs, is this music.
Fucking iconic as all hell.
Holy cow. This music in this game is so good.
Talk about earworm, man. I was like humming this shit all week.
Yeah. You know, I feel like if you asked me what is hum a Donkey Kong song, which one are you gonna hum?
Oh fuck. The menu?
I would have said
the traveling music, like going in between levels.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you are on that screen more, huh? I would have said the water level, though. And I feel like
that's a good one.
I think the water level is probably the most iconic one out of this.
Everything, like the bonus games, the when you go meet your relatives or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Funky and Candy. I'm gonna call her Candy. She's a stripper now. But yeah, even great. They all have like different music, and there's just so much music in this game. The levels change up the music too. It's
right.
We're overloaded with music. It's a fucking blessing.
Yeah, and then there's so much sound effects too, and I love when you kill someone. You know, their little noises.
Oh, my favorite kill is the snakes.
Fuck snakes. But yeah, it's all satisfying noises.
You mentioned birds earlier, so it's fair enough I mentioned snakes.
Now when the birds die, they
yeah, there's little birds and big birds to kill.
all the music, all the sound effects, it's fucking stellar. So yeah, the music's pretty damn good. I mean, that's all really we can say about it, right?
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Go check out the songs. I'm sure they'll be played throughout this episode, so enjoy them.
Yeah,
musical orgasms.
Yeah. So, is your kid whining in a barrel right now?
I hope not. I did start like a barrel making class, so he might have got trapped into one.
Oh man, I can hear crying. It kind of sounds like Diddy Kong.
I have a ZG on top of it, so he might have like got sucked into it. I better go check that out.
Okay, well, you check that out. I'll just sit here and have a snack. Which, you know, talking about all these bananas, I just think I'm gonna peel this banana right here that I got. Luckily, I've got them. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna peel the other side. Hold on. What kind of fucking banana makes giggly noises? Okay, I'm gonna peel another part. I don't... What? Why is this banana blue?
That's not a banana, Toby.
I should have known. Every time my co-host leaves, you show up and you're here. So... how the hell are you, Goobs Genie?
Oh, I'm here and I find you very appealing.
Well, you're gonna tell me that the banana was your penis. I know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, but that banana went somewhere special.
Okay, so hey, have you ever played Donkey Kong
Talking
Country?
about the outhouse.
Have you ever played Donkey Kong Country, Goobs Genie?
Oh, no, I haven't actually.
Really? This is one that you haven't played.
No. Maybe I should try it up on the Genie. The Genie Express. That's my system in my realm. Ooh.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, you should definitely try it. It's got really good music. It looks really good.
I only have the Amiga. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's on Amiga, my friend. I don't know if there's any cheats for it, though.
Ooh, there most definitely is. I talked to my cousin,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the Zambini Genie.
Oh, yeah. And what'd your cousin say
Gave
about
me a
it?
little hint.
Yeah.
He said, go to File Select screen.
Okay.
Select erase game. Ooh, it should flash. Don't erase your actual game, though, because that'd be stupid.
Yep.
Ooh. And then press B-A-R-R-A-L. Ooh, that spells out barrel.
Oh, it sure does. Sure does.
Now choose a game, and you get to start with 30 lives. Ooh.
Nice.
So you even do that after you die somewhere and you start to continue. And then you put that in, it's over 30 lives to get a head start on everything. Ooh.
That's a pretty good tip. I appreciate it.
Well, speaking of a good tip, how that banana taste?
Okay, you know what? I'm done. Just shoot.
I'm just starting. Oh,
Shoot.
Ow, ow. Why did
Shoot.
you get a genie swatter? Ooh.
Found it on eBay.
Ow.
Shoot. Golly, that guy. Always making terrible jokes.
Hey, Toby, I totally broke him out of the barrel. He came flying out and did a cartwheel at me. It was
Very
fucking
cool.
random.
Very cool.
He's wearing a red hat and a shirt with a star on it, so I don't know what was going on there.
Was he wearing pants at least?
Thankfully, yes.
The good. Whew, I didn't want to have to call anyone.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Hey, would you like to hear some fun facts?
It's time for Fun Facts with Toby.
All right, Goobs, we're going to play everyone's favorite game.
How much is this game?
Came at you nice and
Holy
fast
shit,
with that one.
calm
You didn't
down
expect
there,
it.
man.
You didn't expect it to hit you that hard, did you?
No,
right,
nobody
this-
hit me hard.
This is the game show where Goobs...
That's me.
We started this thing. Now you have to do it every time. Goobs tries to guess the price of this game for video game collectors like myself and him. So what we do is we talk about the loose copy. That means it's just the cartridge, the Super Nintendo gray cartridge, Donkey Kong Country. How much is it go for loose?
Say $12.
$12. Now, we've come up with this rule that if Goobs is within $5, he gets it right. Okay? So
We didn't come up with a clever name for it, like the $5 foot long.
how's that clever?
'Cause both of us together are a foot long, so.
We're very short. Okay, so you said $12?
The $5 leeway.
Yeah, there it is. $12, you say, right?
Yeah.
This game in North America goes for $14 loose.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one. You got one. Good job. So now we are going to do complete in box CIB. That means
Motherfucker.
you get the cartridge, the manual, and the box that it originally came in. How much do you think this sells for? CIB?
$48.
48?
Yes.
Now let me give you one fun fact to see if this will sway you at all. 9 million copies were sold worldwide.
47.
47? Is that your final choice?
Yes.
Now with a $5 leeway, it goes for $41 complete.
Shit.
Yep. You were so close.
I was being an asshole just dropping it down at all.
You know what though? In all fairness, I think it was like $41 and some change, and I just rounded down. Like so.
And taxes?
Yeah, you know what? If we say taxes, that's probably like 42, 43. We'll say you got it. There you go.
No, I didn't get it.
I didn't get it, man. Okay.
I got one,
how about some
though.
other? How about some other fun facts?
Yeah, let's hear them.
In Japan, this game is called Super Donkey Kong, and it has more DK barrels, which, you know, that gives you your character back when you lose one, and it has fewer enemies, which means overall it's easier.
Our game's harder. For
Our
once.
game's harder.
Japan's normally like way harder.
Right. So, yeah, they screwed us, which is fine.
We're hard for the Kong. We got Kong dongs. I can't believe no one's made that jokes yet.
Yeah, we're a little ways into this, and we're just now getting a Kong Dong. Okay, so there was 40 episodes of a CGI TV series that came out in 1996. Now, this is 2 years after this game came out, but it was based on Donkey Kong Country, and it had all the characters.
That show.
I do too, but everywhere I kept reading said that it was a massive failure and that it was a terrible show. I remember liking it.
Same here.
So maybe we were just young and dumb.
It was decent at best.
Decent at best.
I'm sure we watch it now, we'd like get a chuckle out of it.
Yeah, we should watch some of those
better
and review them.
Yeah, for our Patreon.
That'd be fun. We'll look into that. We'll get more on the Patreon in a little while. The North American and PAL version had a different title screen than the Japanese version. Plus, there's a lot of other in-game differences. Obviously, less characters, more barrels and stuff in the Japanese version, but there was a lot of other minor things like at the end of certain levels, like, when you've got the ape that throws barrels at you, there's some of the levels in the Japanese version where he's still there, but he's throwing them slower. They don't move. So it's just a lot of little bitty things like that are...
Fuck, I wish I played that version.
Right. So in the manual, there's a character bubble with Cranky Kong saying, "Look at this fancy box. Look at the size of this instruction manual. You don't think they would have gone to all this trouble if the game was any good, do you?" So they were kind of being a little cocky. It's kind of worded weird right there at the end, but I double checked it like 3 times, and that's how it's worded. But they were being pretty cocky. Yeah. They made a damn good game, and they should be proud of it. And there's actually a lot of really funny little character bubbles that Cranky Kong's like bitching about stuff throughout the manual. It's pretty good. And speaking of Cranky Kong, he is the original Donkey Kong who appeared in the 1980s Donkey Kong games.
Hell yeah, he is.
And the current Donkey Kong is actually Cranky's grandson. And I think the story goes that Donkey Kong Jr. is our Donkey Kong now that we know and love. That's his father.
Oh, okay.
So I think, I don't know. Anyways.
But wouldn't Donkey Kong Jr. be Donkey Kong if Cranky's a... I don't know.
Well, if Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong, so basically our Donkey Kong that we just played as is Donkey Kong the Third.
Okay.
But they never say the third.
DK3.
Yeah. So this one's really interesting. Universal Pictures tried to sue Nintendo over Donkey Kong's similarities to King Kong.
Now, I don't see it.
Come on now. They ended up losing the suit. So
an ape is an ape, man.
Yeah.
Are they going to sue fucking Planet of the Apes too?
They should. Well, they end up having to pay all of Nintendo's legal fees when they discovered they didn't actually own the rights to King Kong because it fell into public domain a few years before that.
Suck it.
That's what you get, Universal. So I thought that was pretty good.
Suck Necky's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to talk about those after, too. The bosses, man. We totally didn't fucking talk about them.
Yeah, we'll go back and touch on the bosses in just a second. Diddy Kong was originally going to be Donkey Kong Jr. Nintendo thought Rare's design was too different from the previous design to be the same character, so they deemed that Rare change the design or make him a different character altogether, and Diddy was born. And he actually had some other names, Dinky Kong, Diet DK, and DK Light.
I like Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy was the best choice.
And he's hip too, man. Like, he fits with the times. He's got the hat.
Yeah. And, when we did Diddy Kong Racing, we discovered that Diddy Kong is, Rare's creation, and that's their baby. So that's why they made Diddy Kong Racing instead of Donkey Kong Racing.
And he still is on to this day in Smash.
Yep. During Funky Kong's parts, they used an unauthorized sample of a part of a song of a digitized voice that goes, "Hi-ya." Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So that little sample is taken from a song called The Pleasure Seekers by a band called The System. So if you...
The system is down.
I've never listened to the song, but apparently that's where they stole the hi-ya from. So, you know.
Speaking of music, now I got fucking one of the songs stuck in my head that like the first, like when you first start the game.
Yeah.
Oh, then it kicks into like the fucking crazy music. Ever since you talk about music, I got music stuck in my fucking head all of a sudden.
Well, here, since you're wanting to talk about music, David Wise is the one that composed the soundtrack, and he had to do a shitload of work to make these huge music pieces fit onto this game.
Obviously.
The aquatic ambience noise, the underwater song, would have taken up all the RAM in the game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's how big it originally was, and somehow he used magic or something and made it to where it would fucking work on this game. So he's a genius. We just need to throw that out there. He's a genius.
Oh, definitely. The amount of music they fit on this cart, like, is unbelievable.
Right.
There's other games that don't fit any music on a cart, so...
So the game was intended to be on the Ultra 64, which was the name that Nintendo 64 had before it was just Nintendo 64. But then they were damned and determined to release it on the Super Nintendo. Now, this is cool if you're a collector. There are competition cartridges that were made with a on-screen score counter, and players have 5 minutes to get the best score before the game resets.
Yeah,
and
they're
only
super fucking hard to find and expensive.
Yeah, there was only 2,500 of these copies that were produced, and they sold.
We should have did that for how much is this game?
Okay, well, how much do you think it is? I was about to tell you, but 2,500 copies only. How much?
Oh, I'm going big on this.
Okay, yeah, you need to.
I'm gonna say 1,200.
Ooh, you're close. If with your $5 leeway, you were still off by $195.
Okay, so close.
So $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, apparently, I didn't really understand this fun fact, but we're going to try to talk it through. So, Donkey Kong was originally a boxing game. And from what I understand, well,
like Punch-Out?
Yeah, oh, kind of, maybe. So, Rare had developed a demo of a 3D boxing game, and they made the sprites, it's the same kind of sprites, the 3D sprites that they made to 2D, and they only had a few frames of, like, the boxing people that were boxing. Well, someone ended up taking this demo to Nintendo, and Nintendo was like, fuck yeah, that's my shit. They bought 49% of the company. So Nintendo owned 49% of Rare, and then they asked to replace the boxer with Donkey Kong, and I don't know how it came from that to a side-scroller, but it did. So Nintendo liked that idea of those 3D rendered sprites, and yeah, I don't know.
So was it all the Kremlins that they had, like, as the opponents, or was it just like a random...
I don't know, because here's another weird fact that I didn't quite understand. Apparently, at one point, the Kremlins had their own game, and that's why so many of the characters have so much like character to them, because they were going to have their own series that was not going to be part of the Donkey Kong Country series, and then they just kind of got reused for this series. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. But talking about Punch-Out, like you said a second ago. 15 years later, Donkey Kong would make his boxing debut in the Wii version of Punch-Out as an unlockable character.
Yes, he definitely does.
So that's it for fun facts on Donkey Kong Country, because there's a lot more that we could have gone into, and I felt like that was enough for now. Save some for the other games.
Because the other games will be played.
So you know what time it is?
It is time to motherfucking rage. Rage!
Oh, come on!
This is the Rage Meter, where we're going to tell you on a 1 to 10 scale how angry this game makes us. Goobs, who do you want to go first?
I will go first this time.
You will. Rage away, my friend.
So, first few levels, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No issues whatsoever. Just going through, banging out level after level after level after level. Couple like mishaps on the minecart one, which whatever, it happens. You're gonna die once or twice when you haven't played this game in a few years. But then the later stages come in. The gas level, where you got, well, not the gas, the fuel. That's a fucking pain in the ass. We still didn't talk about the fucking bosses. We'll have to do that after this. Some of the jumps and leaps and bounds you gotta make in this game are almost near impossible. They gotta be pixel perfect, which I do appreciate as a gamer on the later end, but it's a little annoying when, like I said before, when you're Diddy Kong and you're jumping on and there's a big fucking fat ass there and you get bounced off, or a muscle bound dummy, you get bounced off the stage off of him. Kind of very frustrating. I don't know. I didn't really rage too hard. It was kind of like an easy playthrough.
Yeah.
The level setup is really like easy for you to guide through, and once you get used to it, it's kind of just like, I've done this before. I've been there. I know this. I'm Neo from the Matrix. So I'm gonna give this a split down the middle, +5. So 5.5 for rage for me. Got a little irritating at points, but nothing too serious. Like, there's nothing like gameplay wise that if you fucked up, it's on you. That's how this game is. Like, this game is pretty much perfect for like gameplay. There's not really too many glitches that will fuck you over that I found on my playthroughs, but yeah, 5.5.
Okay, that's, you know what, I was in the same ballpark as you, because I think that my rage meter peaked about a 6, which I thought was going to be lower than you, so yeah. Now, I can understand why a lot of people...
Oh, wait.
What?
I forgot about one thing.
What's that?
I'm going to raise it up.
Okay.
It's going up just because of this one like thing right now. As I was fighting the final boss, King K. Cruel. Or King K. Cool, sorry. As I was fighting him, you go through the first phase. I'm like, oh yes, it's done. It shows like a little bit of like a game over screen, kinda.
Yeah, it shows the credits and everything.
Yeah, it pulls you in like you're done. And then he comes back to fucking life and jumps right on your fucking head because you're stuck right in the middle of the screen. And that really, really pissed me off. So I'm going from a 5.5 to a 7. 1.5 higher because of that. Like, dude, I fucking raged. And then it got me, like, you know when you get into that mode when you're playing a game where you're mad and you just want to fucking beat it?
Yeah.
And you can't?
Yeah.
Because you just keep fucking... Because you're so frustrated at this point because of that one little fucking thing. Because I was playing this last night, actually. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm almost done the game. Sure enough, I had one level left and then off to this. And then it took me maybe a half hour to fucking finally... Because I was so flustered at this point after that one fucking thing. I was like, you should have been fucking dead already. And he kept on going. I knew the patterns down. Like, when he jumps back and forth, I knew what to do. And then, like, when he throws the crown to dodge it, and then the cannonballs falling from the sky, I knew it all. But I just couldn't fucking put it together. But then I finally did, and, like, I finished. It was like, oh, yeah. It was great. But, yeah, that raised it up 1.5 just for his fight alone, because it was a pain in the fucking ass, because...
7.5, huh?
No, I'm 7. I raised it up 1.5.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah.
I was at 5.5. But yeah, because I haven't like really done that battle in a long time, and that just threw me right off. And then once your game's off, man, you can't go back.
it ruins the stride.
Definitely does.
Since
you gave it to grandma during sex, it's weird.
Gross. So this is a 6 for me, and what I was gonna say a minute ago was I understand why people would give more than a 6, like yourself, and I think a lot of people think of the mine levels. They think of the minecart levels immediately and think of how tricky they are, or the barrels. They can be a pain in the ass. Some of the levels are just fucking hard as hell, like with the really tight jumps you have to make. The enemies, my biggest thing was the enemies that would sneak up on you on the, like, off screen as you're making a jump, and they would just barely get you. Or just little jumps, or just when an enemy would just barely get you, like in general, not like just jumping off, and they're right there on the side of the screen, but whatever, just getting barely hit pissed me off. I don't know, this game really didn't make me super mad. I think this is one of the top 5 platformers probably ever made, and I like the later games better, but I don't know, I don't find this one super difficult. I mean, there's some challenges, but I think a lot of nostalgia kicks in for my rage meter, so I don't get as mad at it, because I'm like, oh, good times. Because I used to play this game with Meemaw. So this is one of the Meemaw games.
Shout outs to Meemaw.
Shout outs to Meemaw. And we used to play this all the time, and all the other 2 Donkey Kong Country games. So, yeah.
This game was like everyone had this game. Like, you didn't really have too many games for, like, most people back in the day, so, like, you played through what you fucking had.
Right.
Like, constantly, so that's why, like, you go through this game, it's imprinted in your fucking head, pretty much.
Right. So, how about we go ahead and move on and give it a freaking rating from 1 to 10.
Whoa, freaking rating? We're supposed to be calm.
Oh, yeah. How about we give you
calm down, man.
Nice rating from 1 to 10. We let you know how good this game is. 1 being it's terrible, you shouldn't play it. 10 being it's the best game you've ever played. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I might as well do my new style of rating.
Okay.
Music, 3.
Nice.
Gameplay, 3.
Okay.
The music is, like, iconic as all fuck. Gameplay, I'm including graphics and, like, everything into that. Not graphics. Graphics, I'm gonna give it 2.
Alright, so
3 for music, because, like, the music is throughout this game. It, like, changes up. Different atmosphere. The sound effects are included into that.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. When you kill the enemies, you get this, like, the thunder in the background. You get the rain. You get, like, when you're slipping on the ice. You get a whole bunch of different sound effects, which is absolutely fucking amazing for a Nintendo, like, Super Nintendo game.
Yep.
So, gameplay. The levels are, like, strategically laid out to flawlessness. Like, it challenges you as a gamer. It starts off, it leads you in nice and easy. And the plateau gets pretty steep, but you can get up there pretty easily. It's not too hard. It's not climbing the Kilimanjaro or anything. Just climbing up Donkey Kong's mountain. It's not too crazy.
Yeah.
But there's bananas at the top of the summit, so you gotta get to the banana. And then, what did I say? The sprites. Yeah, is that what I said for 2 points?
Yeah.
Every character in this game is, like, flawlessly inputted. Because I don't want to go higher than an 8.
Okay. So you're sticking at an 8 for this game.
Yeah, I didn't really play too much of the co-op or anything, so I can't rate it any higher than that.
Right.
But as soon as you play this game, it just feels so right in your hands. You know what to do. And you just want to hold down fucking Y and just run through these levels, because that's what you're born to do as Donkey Kong or Diddy.
Yep. Okay.
And I didn't really use the barrel attack or the cartwheel too much, only for the big fuckers that I needed to. Because I just, like, I want to do like Mario, just hold it down and fucking go. I want to get out of the jungle, man. I don't want to be like Axl Rose. I want to be like, welcome to the jungle. I want to be like, get the fuck out of the jungle. Like CCR, you better run through the jungle.
So you've given it an 8.
0.5.
Okay, let me give my rating, or you're going to just keep going up and up. I'm going to give it a 9.
My banana's getting hard, man. It's not ripe yet.
I'm going to give it a 9. I love this game. It's a great platformer. I think it's one of the top 5 best platformers on the Super Nintendo. It's got great controls. They're really tight. It's got such fantastic music. So much variety in the enemies and the levels and the mini games. Just there's a lot of variety. Now you do go back to some of the same levels, but it makes it feel fresh with the extra
boring,
things.
though, man.
Do what?
It doesn't get boring.
No, they keep it fresh by adding a new element that, whether it's the fuel or whether it's the lights or stay off longer, like they always add one little element.
I was giving them the love for saying that. I wasn't being like, hey man, it's not boring.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm just trying to stress your point. Like, yeah, it does something different for every level. It's just a solid game with a lot to offer. I think the later games are a little more fun to me because there's more collectible shit that you can get. This one doesn't really have anything that you have to collect. You can get some stuff for the mini games and to get extra lives, and that's about it. But this is an amazing game by itself. I feel like even the 2-player mode, because that's what me and Meemaw used to play all the time, and she would always let me be Diddy Kong because I like Diddy Kong, and she'd play as Donkey Kong. I think that's a fun experience.
That's heart melting, man.
Yeah, thank you. But I feel like that adds a lot to it. It is something that you can play with someone else, and like it's a totally different experience replaying it and like trying to root on your team. And then there's a different experience trying to best your whoever you're playing in the versus mode.
Oh, did you ever beat me, Ma?
I don't remember playing a versus mode with her, but I know. Let's be honest
Probably
here. Meemaw used to carry me through all the levels. That's why we co-opt.
That's fucking badass. You got a badass Meemaw, man.
So I feel like there's different experiences. There's several ways you can play it with different experiences. It's so much variety. It's a fucking 9. This is one of the top 10 games on the Super Nintendo in my book. So, and that's saying a lot because I love the other two more, So this one I still
giving it 8.5, but I'm sticking where I am.
Yeah, that's fine. So between your 8.5 and my 9, it's an 8.75, which is pretty fucking decent if you ask me.
Fucking decent, Ricky.
Now, real quick, let's touch on the bosses since we forgot to talk about them, just because why not? The bosses are fun and unique in each level.
Well, some of them.
There's one that I don't like at all.
Naughty?
Huh?
Naughty?
Which one's naughty?
The beaver.
Oh, the beaver doesn't bother me. I was talking about the trash can that dumps enemies on you. I think that one's lame.
The back barrel, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, it's just a barrel that's floating above the screen. It slams against the ground a couple of times and then pours out different enemies, and then it just keeps doing that until...
Super simple.
Yeah, it's simple. It's
and that's
stupid.
later on in the game, too. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you would think that'd be like a first boss, but you've got like the giant
beaver
ostrich.
Yeah, you fight Neki.
Yep.
And it looks like a fucking foreskin penis with a fucking bird on his head. You fight him a couple times, and then you fight Queen Bee.
Yeah.
And that's
you hit her with the barrels.
Yeah, smoke her. Just whip the fucking barrels at her face, and that's it.
I
think that's it for the... Yeah, you got the beaver, the bee, the ostrich, and the fucking barrel. Unless I don't think we're missing one.
No, and then
King
like
Cruel
just,
and Cool. I keep on fucking saying that wrong, but anyways.
To add what you're talking about with the K. Cruel is how funny it is. Like when you beat him and those credits start rolling, and because it's really lackluster when the first time you do it, because like the credits will start rolling and you're like, whoa, that was the end of the game? That was stupid. And then it kind of like the credits go away and then it zooms back over to him and then he's up again and he's got a whole another round you got to do. I thought that was great. I love that. I know it frustrated you, but I thought it was funny as shit. It fit the attitude of this game and the comedy of this game.
If you're not paying attention, you're dead right away. Like, you're fucked.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, you are. You will lose that extra life or that extra Kong or whatever. So
if you have another Kong at that point,
Yeah, so don't take his death too lightly, because he'll come back and get you.
But the end credits are fucking great, and like everyone just like flying around the level.
Oh yeah.
I like when like the big shark goes after the squid, and like a whole bunch of squid chase him away.
Yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of like comedic things.
Yeah, this game's got a lot of character. It's a fucking fantastic game. We're talking about the credits now and how great they are. So this game's a fucking
From
9.
start to finish. It's fucking. I don't want to raise it up.
Are you about to raise it up?
9.
9! It's a 9, everyone! That's the finish of the ratings! Good job.
So you get a point for the credits, because like credits normally fucking blow, and they made me chuckle quite a bit. And then like you can go back through and play the game. There's so many secrets in it. There's so much to this game. Like, how does it not get a 9?
Yeah, and then there's a hard
rejoices
mode.
when I came to a 9.
Yeah, I think there's a hard mode that you can play once you get to 90% complete or something. I don't know. We didn't even touch on that because we didn't get that far, but it's a fucking 9.
Because this is higher than Mario.
Yeah. Oh well.
I caught some flack from how high we did not rate Mario, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Finish him.
So this is part of the show where we wrap it all up and put it into a barrel, and then we tell you about our other shows.
We'll whip it at some alligator peoples.
Could you whip your other show at some alligator people and tell us all about
I can whip more of my other show at other people. But yeah, you can go check out the Derailers with my wonderful wife, Jenny Bean, and my best friend, Ripkin, and we're part of the Bad Secret Media.
That's right.
Check us out. We're working on some extra shit to post up on that website there. And then we're going to be putting out episodes, hopefully very shortly, because like schedules and everything is fucking crazy. We have a new one coming out very soon. And it's a lot of fun. We go absolutely off the rails of the train, and we talk about some random shit, because that's what the Derailers do. We talk random, and we have a lot of fun doing so. And hope you have a lot of fun listening. I'm getting quieter. I'm not going to get loud again, just to fuck with you, because I'm random. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GoobsWN, the GOOBZWN. And you can follow the Derailers at the Derailers on everything. And please listen to us everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hey,
have a good time.
I like that.
Toby Von Doom.
Toby Von Doom is
at
my
Toby
name
Von Doom.
At Toby Von Doom on Twitter and Instagram if you want to stalk me. I also do the Secret Transmission podcast, which we might talk about lizard people one day on there. So see how that tied into Donkey Kong? Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
we talk about conspiracies, the supernatural, the paranormal, UFOs.
Maybe Donkey Kong's Bigfoot. Who fucking knows?
Possibly. We take a satire look on all these kind of crazy topics and decide if they're real or not. You can find it on all the major podcasting platforms. You can follow it on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod. You can go to secrettransmission.com if you want to just find everything for it.
But most importantly,
yes, tell me. More
I was
importantly,
stealing
what?
your line.
Oh, you sure did. That's why you've thrown me off.
You can follow our show on Instagram and Twitter at Secret Levels Pod.
Yeah.
And you can get us on Facebook, join our Facebook group.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are there talking about video games and the retro love for them.
And the motherfucking Discord. You can go to the show notes and you can join the motherfucking Discord and you can talk to Goobs himself and me sometimes, not as much, but mostly Goobs.
You need to shout out how great the people are in there, man.
The people are fucking We do. We have some really fucking awesome people in the Facebook group and in the Discord group.
All of our fans, we know we fucking love you from the bottom of our cockles.
Hey, they're not fans. They're our friends, and I'm fans of them for
we're friends
listening
and fucking family, man. My Discord peoples, man. Woo! My fam. Take a bullet for those fuckers.
So go join our Discord. Again, the link is in the show notes. Just join in. We just bullshit about games and daily life. It's just a good time. It's a good little community. You guys play Smash on Friday nights.
We sure fucking do.
play some Pokemon and some other games sometimes, Mario Kart,
Yeah,
whatever the
we're
fuck
doing some
y'all get down
Capcom
on.
beat 'em up collection coming up shortly.
Nice. So, yeah. And then, you know what? If you want to check out all the shows without all this hassle, just go to badsecretmedia.com. You'll find the Derailers, you'll find Secret Transmission, you'll find Secret Levels, you'll find everything that we're a part of right now. Like any of the projects we're doing, badsecretmedia.com.
And links to our Patreon.
Which we do have a Patreon. We have some little extra episode things that we're doing. It's not the main content, it's just little extras.
Yeah, nothing's behind a wall. We're going to stress that every fucking time.
If you want to hear me do a terrible stand-up routine
And me critique it.
yeah, he critiques it. That's going to be on the Patreon, so go check that out. You got to pay $1. You got to be a part of the Dollar Club to get into the hearing me fucking sound like an idiot. So, but there is extra content. All of it's going to be for the low minimum cost of $1 a month, and you'll get the extras that we do for Secret Levels, Secret Transmission, and the Derailers. It's going to be fantastic.
If you want to support us even further without Patreon, you can go to tpublic.com/secretlevels and put fucking one of our shirts on one of your beautiful chests.
Oh, yes. And if you do, please send us pictures. We like seeing you wearing them.
Like, the biggest smile hits my face when I see someone rocking a Goobs Genie shirt. Like, it's the fucking greatest thing in the world. Like, you're wearing this perverted motherfucker's t-shirt on your chest. Like, I like that.
Yeah. Trust me, I've touched the Goobs Genie's weenie many a times. And,
Multiple.
Multiple. And now you can wear them on your chest, which...
That could be a t-shirt coming out. I listened to the Secret Levels podcast, and all I touched or all I got was a Goobs Genie weenie. Game over, folks.